Hi everybody, good to be back. Today we're going to talk about teeth, specifically veneers, and I'm just going to share my story, and I think this could really be helpful for anyone who has veneers and maybe something about them seems off, or if you're thinking about getting them. And this doesn't just have to do with veneers, but specifically if you have any teeth in your mouth that just feel off, this video is for you. I'll start with my own story. About 10 years ago, I decided to get two veneers placed. One of them is fine, but the one we're going to talk about is tooth 10. It's the tooth right next to the first largest tooth to the left, on my left side. This little tooth, it was a little tooth for me. It was called a peg lateral, which is basically like a little shark tooth. And I was always a little insecure about it. It wasn't shaped like the rest of the teeth. And I thought, I was in my early 20s or mid 20s, and I thought, I'll get a veneer, fix it. It'll be cuter. And so I just looked for a dentist online that had nice, pretty pictures and went to him, and he placed the veneer. And something that I didn't really understand, and I don't think he did a good job explaining it, was that veneers, true veneers, they place them by shaving down your tooth and turning it into basically even more of a shark tooth than mine already was. But if you have a regular shaped tooth, to put a veneer on, this kind of veneer, now they have better technology, but I can get into that later. They're going to ruin your tooth. They're going to shave it down so that you can never not have a veneer again. Otherwise you would have like this little triangle shark tooth. So I didn't know that. I didn't know what I was getting myself into. It's non-reversible, basically. So he places the veneer and it looks great. I think I'm good. Perfect teeth. But over the weeks after he placed it, I realized that something was off. And come to find out, it was too thick in the back, and he wasn't able to adjust it and make it fit right. And so I, over time, shifted my bite to avoid hitting it, knocking on it, and it was just irritating to the nerve, right? And so I shifted my bite like this, slightly. And you can even see, like, this was 10 years ago that I had this done. And I still have, despite fixing it a couple years back, I still have muscular assimilarities and atrophy from that time. And so if you can see, this masseter here is more developed. This side is not. If you look here at the platysma is a sheet-like muscle that goes down your neck and attaches here at your collarbone. Watch this side compared to this side when I flex it. That's a terrible face, but watch again. Developed here. Kind of non-existent there, right? So basically, I got this veneer thinking it was going to give me perfect teeth, and what I ended up with was years of suffering. My face changing, and I would say not a positive way. And not only that, but the muscular atrophy and the imbalance caused other things that are more serious. So over time, this contributed to chronic sinus congestion. Because I was inflamed here, this tooth was irritated because it was getting hit over and over again in a way that wasn't natural. So over time, the nerve became inflamed. This travels up the face. The trigeminal nerve is here, these three parts. That began to be irritated. I wasn't engaging parts of my head and neck in the same way. And so, maybe because the platysma had atrophied, I wasn't actually breathing right. This part of my lung, the apex on the left side, wasn't being activated. And so this actually ended up causing breathing problems over time. Also, because I had shifted my bite this way, this side of my face here became a little atrophied, and I wasn't using this eye the same. It wasn't getting stimulated and used the same. And so this eye ended up feeling stagnant or stuck, and not the range of motion wasn't equal. So all of that might sound like kind of out there, like how can you show that this was all because of the veneer? But I can just tell you from my own, like, I know what's happening inside of my body, and I think we all are our best physicians in a lot of ways. We know when something is off, and especially in your mouth, the proprioception in your mouth, meaning your ability to sense and feel what's going on in your mouth, is greatly heightened compared to other parts of your body. It's like one of the most proprioceptive areas of the body, the mouth and the hands. So when something is off with your teeth, it is of great importance that you address that. And I wish that somebody had told me that, and that's why I'm making this video. It's kind of a weird topic, and maybe not too many folks are going to be interested, but if it applies to you, it can be life-changing to get that fixed. So again, if you have any tooth in your mouth, this doesn't have to be about a veneer, but if there's a tooth in your mouth that just feels off, there is a reason, and it needs to be addressed, and your whole health could improve by addressing that. So for me, what that looked like was I finally figured out, like, this is serious. And it took me going to medical school, being in my program, my doctoral program for acupuncture, to figure out, oh, this is a bigger deal than I thought, and I need to get this addressed. I found a great biological dentist who listened to me. He believed me that something wasn't right. A biological dentist, if you don't know, is a dentist who seeks to do everything in the most natural, non-invasive way possible, using materials that are biocompatible, meaning your body is more likely to accept them and not reject them. A lot of his practice is actually fixing the poor work of other dentists, taking out infected root canals, cavitation surgeries, which happen because, well, when people get their wisdom teeth out, or other teeth, when you get them pulled, there's a tendon there that the tooth attaches to. And some dentists, when they pull those teeth, don't remove the tendon. And this tendon can become infected over time. It's basically it's dead in the jaw. And it can just be this chronic low-grade infection that can be relatively asymptomatic, but over time can cause a great variety of health problems. So this biological dentist I found, and he was amazing, and he fixed the veneer for me. So he put on a new veneer and helped me fit it in a way that was the best that it could be. It was a very difficult area because of the shape of the original tooth. But it was so much better. It was so much better. And now I can feel, as time has gone on, these imbalances that I showed you begin to correct themselves. And that's really exciting. I even realized that I had changed my swallowing over that period of time that I had the misplaced veneer. And I wasn't really engaging my left throat muscles to swallow. It was like it was kind of dead. And so not too long ago, I had this breakthrough moment where I swallowed completely and fully on both sides, and I was like, it was like the clouds parted, and it felt so good because my body had been compensating for all of the muscular atrophy, and finally these muscles are coming back online. It's really a great feeling. Okay, I don't want to make this video too long. But the other things I wanted to share that really helped me recover from this poorly placed veneer and the malocclusion, which is the bite changing, was, okay, so finding the right dentist. Second thing is body work. So I'm an acupuncturist. I got a lot of acupuncture. I did a lot of acupuncture on myself. Specifically, there's some points here in the jaw, right here in this masseter. See that pop? This is stomach 6. This point is incredible for TMJ disorders. If you even just massage it, it's a great acupuncture point for facial pain and jaw pain. Again, stomach channel, there's a point here, stomach 3. You can feel in there. That's a great acupuncture point for dental problems. There's some points here in the temporalis, here in front of the ear, behind the ear. So a lot of acupuncture, and that helps because the needle is metal and that collects ambient electricity from the atmosphere and puts it into these specific points. And that's gonna bring the body's attention there. It brings blood and oxygen, lymph flow to the area. And over time, it can really help to reverse those negative patterns of what develops with malocclusion and dental problems and dental work and cavities and fillings and all of this. We can develop these negative holding patterns where muscles are clamped down around an area, and it's just the body needs help releasing that. So needles in those areas can be really effective. Massage, also self-massage can be great. Lymphatic drainage massage, which there's a lot of videos on YouTube about. If y'all are interested, I could do a video. I also want to do one on facial cupping. It's where you take little cups that have silicone bulbs on the end and you can massage and move all that lymph, blood, and chi. That feels really great. It's very pain relieving. And lastly, the last thing that really was beneficial in shifting all this for me was something called mewing. And that's not what a kitten does. It's named after a doctor. Is it Mike Mew? I'll link some videos in the description. He's a dentist. I think it's Mike Mew. He has popularized this thing called mewing. He didn't invent it. This is just what humans were how we're supposed to hold our tongue. But it's basically correct tongue posture. And what the correct tongue posture is here's the roof of your mouth here. And your tongue, your tongue should be resting on the roof of your mouth, exerting a slight pressure towards the back especially. Should be kind of fit in here like a puzzle piece. And most of us don't do that naturally. We do a lot of mouth breathing. We do a lot of this kind of slack jaw thing. It can give us a double chin. So watch the difference when I'm just kind of slack jawed. Now when I'm mewing. All this tightens up my maxilla, this bone here that, is your face. You will kind of start to push it forward over time. It can actually change the shape of your face slightly. There's some really amazing before and after photos of people who've been mewing for years and actually changed their face shape ever so slightly. It's not super drastic, but better than maybe the vanity side of it is the physiological side. You'll start to breathe better. You'll start to engage facial muscles and glands in your brain that need to be engaged, that often aren't when we're slack-jawed. Your pineal gland and your pituitary gland are right here in the center of your head. And by mewing, so exerting a slight tongue pressure on the roof of your mouth, you're basically holding those glands in place and kind of tonifying them over time. And this is great for a lot of reasons. I can do kind of more videos on these subjects. If y'all are interested, just let me know in the comments below. Hopefully that helps someone out there. If you have any questions, go ahead and write them in the comments and I'll get back to you. And thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.